How many?
About 4.
About 4? What do you mean about 4? What does that mean, about 4?
About 4 of them, including your daughter.
What are you talking about?
It was just a joke, man.
Let me explain something to you, fresh mouth. I'm the only one who makes jokes. And I'm not making a joke.
This might be your show, but this is my episode.
No. You don't have, listen to me. You don't have.
Give me my money in stacks and lace my bitches with Don figures. Real niggas fingers on nickel-plated non-triggers.
Maybe you've seen this video before and I thought it was really hilarious. But was it really a good example of gangsta behavior? I'm not sure about that, so let's dig deeper.
Let's get to the 2nd of August. You're home in your house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So what happened here? They barely started and he's already letting her dominate him. Yes. Everyone understands they mean the same thing, but by correcting himself, he communicates that she's in charge and he's the follower. Now the judge is in charge, but she's in charge of the sentence concerning the lawsuit. That's a relatively limited power there. But by making her the authority also on different realms such as language and standards of behavior, he relinquishes more and more of that power. So here is the first rule: do not allow others to impose you their standards, but stick to your values, your expressions, and, unless they are an handicap, even stick to your mistakes.
2 cousins.
Yes, they are. Okay, well, on August 2nd.
She is giving non-verbal orders here, which are even more dominant than verbal ones. He makes the mistake of saying okay, which acknowledges verbally that he is heeding a non-verbal order. What could he have done here? Well, to begin with, he should have not said okay, and he could have started speaking, say something like, yes, now listen and I will explain what happened. Thus, making it seem as if he were the one giving the order of paying attention to his words. Or, more neutrally, he could have just started speaking as if it were the most natural thing to do. Basically, the idea is that you either tell her to listen or you neutralize her order by making it seem as if it were your decision to speak.
I mean, you actually made 10 children, participated in the making of 10 children? I know that this is not really germane, but it just blows my mind.
It blows my mind. She's going off subject here and browbeating him with moral authority, which in social interactions is far more powerful than legal authority. This is a very sneaky and low way of ostracizing someone.
And with how many different women do you have these 10 children? I'll give you a second, just a second. I don't want you to make a mistake. I'll let you think about it for a second.
He's feeling the social brunt of the moral judgment. He's uncertain of what to say, and she uses it to frame him as a dumbass. Well, he's on the ropes now, unluckily. These are all nervous laughters. We laugh when we're nervous to show deference. So here is the rule: never laugh if it's not actually funny, not even if the people around are laughing.
How many?
About 4.
About 4? What do you mean about 4? What does that mean, about 4?
About 4 of them, including your daughter.
What are you talking about?
Her answer here is genius. Getting mad communicates someone's gotten under your skin, and posing communicates the retort hit home. By reacting quickly instead, she keeps the initiative, and by acting like he spoke utter nonsense, she keeps the frame of him being a dumbass and puts the pressure back on him.
It was just a joke, man.
And it worked. She basically has him to put his own news on. Just is an extremely defensive word, and saying it was just a joke is equivalent of saying please forgive me. What else could he have said then? Well, he couldn't pretend he was serious there, so he had to take a step back. But he could have verbally retreated while still keeping the pressure on her. For example, he could have jokingly added with a smile, "Loosen up a bit, ma'am, have a laugh," thus painting her like an angry hag.
Let me explain something to you, fresh mouth. I'm the only one who makes jokes. And I'm not making a joke.
This might be your show, but this is my episode.
No. You don't have, listen to me. You don't have an episode. What you have to do is just answer questions.
He throws another verbal zinger in there, but he doesn't have the strength to back it up in any way, so he ends up looking a bit like a rebellious kid, yes, but unluckily, it's just like a rebellious kid who eventually gets his spanking. Notice here he also tilts his head. Tilting your head shows you're carotid, which is a highly submissive sign. So here is the last rule. Keep your head high, always, and especially with abusive people.
That's why you came here, to answer questions so that I could gather information. Do you understand?
Kind of, yeah.
Now, on top of what we just said, what else could he have done to retain some power and to avoid the nasty moral attacks? Well, here is a simple way. Ask questions and demand explanations. You see, the simple rule is that the person asking questions is the leader. The person who has to answer those questions is the subordinate. So by asking some questions back and having a reply to you, you level a bit the social field and you keep that power for yourself. So imagine, for example, that the judge had told him, "You're a grown-up playing BB guns in your backyard. Does that seem normal to you?" This is a typical moral authority attack. How do you reply to those? Well, first of all, you take a little bit of a pause, as if to highlight that you are in no rush to reply to her. And then you say, "Can you please define normal for me?" You see, asking her a question back, you are basically refusing her moral authority over you. Let's now look at another example taken from the video.
I mean, you actually made 10 children, participated in the making of 10 children?
You actually made 10 children, participated in making 10 children? That's a silly question and makes no sense at all. Of course, if you are the father, you took part in making those children, otherwise you're not the father at all, right? This was his chance to ask some questions back, having her reply, and even bonus point, making her look silly for what was a silly question. So here it is for you. I hope this video was helpful. Always stand up to bullies and don't allow anyone to dominate you. Thank you.